everyone, I'm Sandie La Nae. Welcome to Psychic Creations. We have an interesting show for you today. As you know, the main objective for Psychic Creations is the spiritual, the paranormal, and the metaphysical. For today's program, we are going to be speaking on a subject about a very special ability that can be enveloped by all three topics. That ability is being an empath, and our special guest today has very strong empathic abilities, or empath abilities, I should say. Please welcome my daughter, Shantell Davis. Yay! Big applause all around, all around. Well, it is an honor to have you on our show. I really had to pull her leg and everything else to get her to be on our show today, and you'll find out why in just a while. All right? All right, now before we begin speaking about your ability, can you tell our viewers a bit about yourself, your schooling, your degrees, what you're working towards?
Sure. I'm 25. I graduated WNC with 3 associate degrees. My Associate of Science kind of enveloped my Associate of Arts and my Associate of General Studies. And now I'm going up to UNR. Hopefully I'll be getting my bachelor's degree soon in geography. And my minor is probably going to be information studies because I really want to be a cartographer, mainly working with the GIS part. And I kind of dig school. It's pretty awesome.
The perpetual student.
Thanks.
And also a proud mom here. All right. Okay, now, can you explain to our viewers just what an empath is?
I can try to. So an empath is where you can feel other people's feelings. You can feel their emotions, and it's not really like mind reading. Like, I don't know their thoughts or anything, but I know what they're feeling, if they're feeling anxious, like if they're feeling angry, if they're feeling sad, or if they're feeling happy. I can pick up on that. And so, because I'm really sensitive, it kind of like turns into my emotions. Like, they interact with and probably like make my own emotions too. So, but yeah, it mainly deals with emotions and people's feelings. Like if something's wrong with someone that I'm really close to, like I can feel it even if they're far away. Like if my best friend is having a headache in Florida, I will have a headache. So it's pretty trippy.
Trippy, that's a good word, trippy. I like that. Can you tell our viewers some examples of empath traits?
Yeah, so some of them are like fatigue. Like, I'm always tired all the time. I get over it, but it's just like, some days it's just like, oh my gosh, I can't, like, there's literally no logical explanation as to why I'm so exhausted.
Well, when you're around a lot of people like you are at college and your work, with everybody's anxiety like you were speaking of, or their joy, their anger, that's draining.
That's true. So pretty much since I can remember, people just come up to me and tell me all their issues. Like, I mean, it's okay. I'm glad that they feel better afterwards, but sometimes it's a little weird. It's just like, I just met you. I can't believe you're telling me these personal aspects of your life, but that's fine. If you feel better, then have at it.
True.
Definitely, probably for empaths, I need for solitude. I get really like angry and like angsty and like anxious when I haven't been alone in a while, especially because I could go to school and I'm surrounded by people all the time. I need to, like, and my favorite place is to go up to the waterfall, probably, so nature was probably going to be a really big thing. And then I like going down by the river because there's not too many people up there and it's quiet and just, you can just relax and everything.
So recharge your batteries.
Yeah, recharge my batteries.
And water is very, very good, well, therapy, really.
It is.
Get around those water energies. Cool. Well, how does being an empath affect your life?
Kind of, well, it's not rough per se, but I guess it does. Like, I'll, like, I always tell my friends, like, sorry I fell off the face of the planet, because it's like, I just can't be around anyone for a little while. Like, it could be a few hours where I just need to, like, be left alone, and my school doesn't help, I'm always studying. But, like, when I have alone time, it's so needed. So I probably don't see as many people as I want to, because I am surrounded by people at school and work.
So you think it affects your social life more?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not a social butterfly, but still,
Well,
like,
yeah.
I gotta be left alone. Sometimes I'll get, like, really angry or really happy at, like, work or at school or something, and I know that that's not my emotions. So it's kind of trippy to be like, why am I feeling these things? Like, why all of a sudden am I crying? Like, why all of a sudden am I, like, super joyous, you know? Like, my day's been pretty good, but not where I should feel, like, ecstatic. It's mainly just the things, like, crying and getting, like, really angry, or, like, anxiety. I used to suffer from anxiety a lot, but, I mean, that's kind of gone out of control, which is kind of cool, but so maybe I can tune up the people with anxiety. Maybe it's baby steps.
Sure.
But it's just weird to feel these emotions, and I know that they're not mine.
Well, I can say that would really affect your life, your way of living. You know, if you have to constantly be not fighting, but, you know, being assertive with trying to separate your feelings with other people that are around you.
Yeah.
That could be quite effective. So.
Especially if I'm having a really good day, because I try to. I mean, there's obviously everyone has their days, but try to have a good day and just like, why am I really mad right now? Like, there's no possible reason why I should be angry.
Sure.
So it just stuff like that.
Okay, well, that's good stuff like that. Well, now, do you get any physical sensations?
Yeah. My stomach always hurts. I mean, I'm lactose intolerant too, but if like I'm in a huge crowd, and especially like, I've noticed it in like bookstores and like the mall, where there's just like a bunch of people, like my stomach will just get really, really upset.
Oh, yeah.
And then like obviously the fatigue, like I'm always super tired.
And don't you get quite a few headaches too when you're around a lot of people?
Yeah. Some of them have gotten really bad. Like I've had to go home from work or school because like I'm in tears because of how bad my head hurts. I think that could definitely be an attribute to being an empath. I mean, people get headaches all the time, and now that I've gotten glasses, they've gotten a little better.
Sure.
But not anything to where I don't have them anymore. I still get them on a fairly regular basis.
Oh, boy. Well, can you tell our viewers some empath experiences that you've had?
Sure. So, like recently, my best friend, she was saying that she had a migraine and felt really bad for her. And when we were talking, I could feel one coming on. And then it got really bad. I had to go to school that evening, and it was just getting really, really bad when I was at school. So I'm thinking that maybe when I was talking to her, I just like tuned up her energies. And so there's that. And then there's one time where I was here in town, and I went they built this new complex, and it was built on an Indian burial ground. And like, I went there and I'm like, oh yeah, no, like I don't really feel anything, you know, nothing's really wrong. Like maybe people just, you know, like they're just not letting me feel their energies or whatever. And then like all of a sudden it was like just a dam broke, because it was just, I couldn't stop crying, and like the sorrow that I felt was unreal. It was just, oh my god, it was awful. I never want to experience that again, but that's what they felt like. And it's just like, oh my gosh, so like that's a whole nother Pandora's box of how like I just don't want these people to feel that way, and then I want to help them, and so, and I can't. And that's, so then it's like, oh, it's just a whole like stone just falling. It's just like, oh my gosh, all these issues arise from me feeling their pain. And then there was another one. So I'm thinking that it's just the anger and just the sadness that really affects me. I mean, I understand that I realize people's happiness because I feel it too.
Sure.
But just, it's the more intense emotions, you know,
Sure, I understand
like
that.
anger and sadness that I think that I feel, because there was this little spirit boy. I lived someplace a while back, and there's a little spirit boy, and he got pretty attached to me. Then he started to do some gnarly stuff, and I wasn't very happy, and so he had to leave, and I'm pretty sure that he was talking through me, because all of a sudden I couldn't stop crying, like I was shaking and I was scared. That was really weird to feel. That was the first time, I think, no, well, maybe not the first time, it was one of the few times where just I couldn't keep a wall up, so it just hit me really hard.
So that was a nice paranormal experience too, with empath ability.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was nice. It was kind of scary.
Well, it's kind of scary, sure. That's right.
So, I mean, I can feel, you know, people who have passed on emotions too, along with the people that are living. So, some places are really rough. Sometimes I get, if we're in a cemetery, some places, like, I'll get really, really sick. Like, I've gotten really sick in cemeteries, and, like, I've gotten really scared in cemeteries. And, like, that's in broad daylight. You know, why would I be scared in a cemetery in broad daylight? That would be understandable if I was scared in a cemetery at night. But, I mean, in broad daylight, to feel super ill and super scared. So that was, I don't know what was there for that one. But yeah, some places are just, like, malls and, like, Walmart superstores. It's just...
They're scary themselves anyway.
It's just really hard to... I can't be in there for too long because it's just so many emotions that are trying to get into my brain.
That is totally understandable. Totally understandable. All right. Well, can you explain to our viewers how you feel about your ability, having the empath ability? Is that going to be easy to describe, or?
Like how I feel having it?
Yes.
It's okay. Sometimes it sucks. Sometimes it's really hard to deal with, especially when I'm like, why am I going crazy? Like, why do I feel so angry, or why do I feel so anxious? Like, there's just no reason why I should feel that. So that kind of sucks. And it's kind of frightening. Sometimes, like, at the cemetery or my old apartment or over there, the industrial complex, just like, I don't know why I feel their pain. And I mean, I guess it's kind of good because someone remembers them and knows them, but I want to help them, and I think that's what sucks, is that, like, all these people I just can't help. And it gets kind of exhausting too. It gets really tiring sometimes. I mean, I'm not saying that people, you know, shouldn't come up to me and tell me their issues, because it's not like they're going anywhere, but I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's really tiring sometimes.
So do you think that you're not understanding why you have the ability? Does that kind of anger you or concern you?
Sometimes. Like, I just don't understand why I have it. Or, like, and then I think another issue is that I don't know how to block it out. Like, I think I'd be a lot happier if I could. But, you know, I probably could. I've just been super busy, and I went straight from high school to college, so it's not like I've had a lot of time to work on this, because I know it's a pretty tedious process, and working almost full-time for forever, so I mean, I don't really have the time. And then when I do have the time, it's my alone time, and I need to be left alone.
So, well, we'll help you on that.
Yeah, I need to be, like, sucked into my book, or sucked into my video game, or...
Well, and that in itself is good therapy for you.
Yeah.
Just like walking up to the waterfall or down by the river, and so...
Yeah, it's nice to... Sounds kind of weird, but it's nice to not be in this world for a little while.
I understand that. I understand that a lot. You bet. Well, do you think that you fully have accepted your empath ability, or would you just really like it to go away?
I don't know. I don't want it to go away. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I really want it to go away. I got to admit, sometimes I really want it to go away. But I don't know. Like, just thinking about it going away then is like,
That's
that
part
would
of
suck.
you. Mhm.
Like, I mean, it's really annoying sometimes. I didn't want it to go away. But I think I just need to get a better handle on it.
Mhm.
I think I need to just learn how to just put like up a wall,
Mhm.
I guess, like a bubble.
Mhm.
So if like I can put up like a film around me and then have like the happiness just come towards me, but like it blocks out, you know, like the ozone layer, like it blocks out all the bad
There you
energy.
go.
But it lets in like all the good light and all the good energy and all the happiness.
Mhm.
I think I just need to work on that. So sometimes, especially when I'm angry or when I'm sad or when I'm anxious, I definitely don't want it. But I mean, it feels kind of good when I'm around like really happy people. Because it's like, oh my gosh, like you're happy, I'm happy, you're making me happy. That's awesome. So I like that.
I love it.
But,
That's
yeah.
great.
So
That's
I don't know.
great.
I think as I get older, maybe I'll accept it more, I guess.
Mhm.
Like I probably don't have a full handle on it now.
Oh, sure.
So.
Sure. Well, at your own pace and at your own time.
Mm-hmm.
You bet. Well, can you tell our viewers, do you have any memories of, when you were very young with your empath abilities? Anything that you did remember?
Not really. No. I'm sorry, I don't really remember.
Well, I do. Being your mother. She always had this thing that she did. She put everything in a line. Okay, if they were dolls, she had like a lot of little matchbook toys. Whenever I could see her getting very anxious or very frustrated with things, especially being around a lot of people, we'd have to come home, maybe like at school, let's say at kindergarten, and then she'd have to start lining things up.
I do like organizing stuff.
You do like organizing. That just
alphabetically.
Right. Yes,
No,
exactly.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
It's alphabetical.
Yeah, she's good at organizing. But I can remember that she needed that therapy to just, and I always thought it was like, okay, you went to school, like for an example, at kindergarten, you went to school, and there's a lot of, kids, of course, a lot of energies, lots of things you're learning. Chaos.
But not
good
bad
word.
chaos.
Right.
It's just
So
much
when she
energy.
came home, she had to get her feelings in order. And that's why she'd line things up. It was fascinating to watch Shantell grow up because of the things that she learned, her abilities. She's also very good with seeing the dead like I do. We both can see the deceased. And I think that has a great impact on your empath abilities too. Because there's been some times since she's lived on her own that I'm going to embarrass my daughter here, that I've gotten a phone call 3 o'clock in the morning. She says, my gosh, Mom, the ghost won't leave me alone. Can I come home? Yep, come on home.
That has happened. That has happened a few times.
So that's...
Well, it is terrifying at 3 o'clock in the morning when you wake up and you see a door slam in your face. Like, I'm just totally not okay with that.
Well,
I am safe here.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. So with one of the questions here, you've had a lot of paranormal experiences with your empath ability. Well, kind of just mixing together then.
Yeah.
So
I know when I was little, I used to see Grandpa. She tells me that. I don't remember. But
she would say, Mom, don't sit there because Grandpa's sitting there.
yeah. So I remember that it's not empathic, but I remember flying to Louisiana, and I looked out the window, and this is gonna sound crazy, but I saw an angel, and it was awesome. She had on a purple dress, and she had black hair, and I couldn't really see her facial features, but I knew that she was beautiful. And she was just chilling. I mean, she was just chilling right outside the plane. She was like farther away in the cloud to where I can see her, so like she wasn't like flying with the plane, you know, as we're looking out the window, but she was kind of right here, so as like, you know, we saw her, and
I remember her telling me.
I remember seeing her, and then I guess I'm like, oh yeah, look, Mommy, there is an angel. And Mom's like, whoa, shh. You cannot be saying this stuff in public right now. Everything's gonna freak out. So, like, I don't know.
30,000 feet. Hey, Mommy, there's an angel.
Yeah. So, but, like now as I've gotten older, it's weird. As I've gotten older, I see less stuff, but like my empathic abilities have gotten stronger. So maybe, maybe I won't lose my psychic abilities, but maybe just, and children, they have huge psychic abilities because they just got here.
They do.
But, so maybe like as I'm getting older, like when I was younger, there was more psychic abilities. Now as I'm getting older, maybe it's kind of lessening and my empathic abilities are getting stronger. I don't know.
Maybe you can, in your life, you could use the empath abilities more than a particular psychic ability. You never know, though. They could just balance out and then, one's stronger than the other.
Yeah.
Then a little ways down the road, the other one's stronger.
But I'm pretty sure I have subdued it because, like, where I've lived, it's like, I just don't want to see you. I don't want to hear you. You're going to scare me. I want to be scared.
Right. Well, sure. And then with you feeling the spirit or ghost's emotions too.
That's
so
enough.
you get a double whammy.
Yeah. Feeling their emotions is enough. That's fine.
Sure.
I don't want to see them or have them touch me or have them show up down the hall.
All right. Well, I can hear you on that. I do understand that. I really do. Well, now, just a couple more questions here. Has your ability, being an empath, confused you to where you are not certain if you're feeling, for example, a happiness or an anger, and you don't quite know if it's yours or if it's your next door neighbor's, if they're happy or having a bad hair day?
Yeah.
Has it confused you where you don't know if it's you or not?
And maybe happens not a lot, but then it's not just rare occasions. So I don't know. Maybe like 30% of the time, I guess.
Well, that's
I have no
good.
idea. But no, it's happened where, like I said, when I'm having a really good day, like a really good day, nothing's going wrong, the day's awesome. Like all of a sudden, maybe I'll just like pass a person who's having a bad day. I'm like that. Their energy will just stick to me, and it's like, oh my gosh, today sucks. Like, no, it didn't. Today was awesome. Why the heck am I saying it sucks? Like, today is awesome. So that's bothersome too, when I can't tell if it's me or if it's someone else that I'm picking up on, or if I just, I pass down the hallway at school. Like, I can't tell. So I don't know. Hopefully, maybe because, sorry. I have so many thoughts going through my head right now. Like sometimes, they can just snap. Like I'll be awesome one moment, and then the next moment you don't want to be around me. So, I don't know. She knows. I don't know if that's me or if I'm picking up on someone.
Right.
Like, oh my gosh, like, am I going crazy? Like, why is this happening to me? Why is my mind like this? Yeah, but then again, it's like, well, I'm an empath. Like, I highly doubt that that's me. Like, it could be. I have no idea. But, why would it be such an extreme, this, like, so quick, So, but that's never really happened when I'm at home. I'm usually pretty chill when I'm at home. It just usually happens when I'm out. So, it's probably all the energies that are sticking to me.
Oh, goodness sakes, yeah, the people.
Yeah.
Not that many people live in our house, so it's quiet for you here, so.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, I don't know. Maybe as I get older, maybe I can learn how to put a filter around me, so that way I don't have to deal with that.
And this is why I was saying that it's going to be hard, or that it was hard for me to really get Shantell on the show today. It's very tough for her to talk about her empath abilities outside of it, trying to explain it, which is very difficult at times too. But it's very tough on her. I can see her eyes tearing up quite a few times during this show. It's very tough on her to talk about having this ability. And so, just one last question.
Sure.
How do you think you can cope with this better? What do you think you could do for yourself?
To cope with it better?
Uh-huh.
Graduate. Not be
Graduate, there you go.
Not be around so many people at school. I'm not saying it's bad. I really, really like UNR. It's just sometimes
there's a lot of people there.
Yeah. But probably learn how to have a filter. Like, I don't want to put a wall up.
Right.
Because I want people to come up to me. Like, I want to feel approachable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not a social butterfly by any means. I don't talk in class. Like, you know, but I don't want people to think that they can't talk to me.
Right.
Just because I don't come up and talk to you. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like if you want to tell me your life story, by all means, go ahead. That's totally
And
fine.
they do.
And they do. So, like, I don't want to, like, shun people, you know,
Mhm.
have built up my own little fortress or anything. But it really would be nice to have a freaking filter around me to be like, oh, hey, you're angry? I don't want to deal with that.
You bet.
You're anxious? Let me help you, but I don't want to deal with that.
Oh, sure.
You're happy? Come here. I need your good energy.
Right.
So, and then probably, I haven't been up to the waterfall in a while, and I used to go up there a lot.
You did, you did.
Used to go up there quite a bit. So I think maybe I just need to be around nature
Mhm.
more.
Okay, good idea.
Which will help.
Mm-hmm.
Just in many ways.
Mhm. Sure.
But yeah, I think I just need to be around nature, and even just like going to the park, you know,
Sure.
like just that,
Mhm.
just to be around nature, like to not be around like man-made structures.
Mhm.
I know that sounds kind of bizarre,
No.
but it's open and
No,
it's
right.
beautiful, and there's birds, and
Mhm.
you know.
Nature is very therapeutic. It is.
Yeah. And then maybe because I stress out about everything, probably the stress doesn't help my empathic abilities, because like I'll be stressed out about something and I know it's me,
Mhm.
and then, you know, somebody's having a bad day, and so like I'll just like absorb it,
Mhm.
and so that just makes the stress worse, and that makes the day worse, and then, you know,
Sure.
yeah. So I think I just need to chill, just need to calm down, and need to learn how to build a filter around me.
Sure. Well, we can help you with that. Well, I do have one last question I'd like to ask you. You're so fascinating. I can't stop asking you all these questions. But do you think that your scientific career is enhanced or deterred by your empath ability?
I don't know if I have a scientific background.
Oh.
I would say that there's pros and cons.
Okay.
So, like, maybe it could help in the fact that, you know, I have a feeling that, like, this is the way we should go in this experiment. Or, like,
Oh.
you know, like, maybe we need to go to, like, this, you know, town or city or whatever for, like, this type of experiment. So, maybe, like,
That's a good point.
maybe my psychic abilities more so than my empaths, but still my empath ability. Maybe that could, like, lead me in the right direction.
Sure. Yeah.
But then I think it could also probably deter it, because, like, I try to have a scientific rationale. Like, I just
Sure.
try to have scientific thoughts. Like, I try to see both sides of every story. I try to, you know, find out, like, is this valid evidence? And, you know, like, where did this evidence come from? Is that valid?
Oh,
So
good.
maybe it could just be like, oh no, that's just a thought that has no ground here.
Okay.
Like,
Mhm.
you know, that was just a thought that I had. Like, that's not helpful, and, you know, it won't work, and so I could probably see it deter, see it being deterred,
Mhm.
because I'm like, oh no, you know, that was just a thought.
Mhm.
That's not
Rather-
anything important.
Right. Okay. Well, sure. I can understand that. Yeah.
Hopefully leaning toward the first one, that it helps.
There you go. Keep that frame of mind. You bet.
Yeah.
You bet. Well, Shantell, thank you so much for being a part of this show. You are awesome. Isn't she awesome?
Thanks.
She's awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a proud mom. Thank you so much. I think you answered all these questions wonderfully.
Thank
Really?
you.
Yeah.
We have
And-
any good questions?
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Shantell and I have done an awful lot of research on Empath throughout her life. I've had to help her. I've had to help teach her, help her grow in her empath abilities. Plus show her too how to cope. I know sometimes it's not easy. And so
Yeah.
I'm very proud of her in her empath abilities and all her other abilities too, just because she's shown great strides in learning, in growing with it, and accepting it, and trying to understand it. It's difficult, I think, for anybody.
If you're an empath, let me know what you do to cope.
That's right. Let us know.
And figured out how to put up a shield around you.
Mm-hmm.
Still working on it.
Yeah.
Could use anybody's help. Yours.
It's a work in progress. Awesome. Well, we hope that you enjoyed the show today. And if you would like to be a guest on Psychic Creation, please know that the content is of the spiritual, the paranormal, metaphysical, and empath. You can contact me at my website, which is www.sandypsychicstones.com, or my email address, which is admin@www.sandypsychicstones.com. You can also contact me too at Facebook, which is Sandie La Nae. Thank you very much for watching Psychic Creations and my wonderful daughter, and we'll see you next show.